I mean, are we even really surprised? Would you want to? I mean, would you want to play for the Raiders?
Nah, not if I was a player. It's like it's almost like the talent pool has been just whew, without just thinking about both Davante Adams and Max Crosby. I
Dude,
don't know who's
Max
another
Crosby
name
is
that
one.
just pops out.
Max Crosby easily sounds like one of the coolest dudes. Like I don't mind
Oh,
if
of
he's on the
course.
Seahawks, but we're here talking about breaking news, which is according to ESPN sources, Raiders have informed other teams that they would consider trading Davante Adams for a package that would include a second round pick and additional compensation.
Um, yeah. I think that's a good in terms of like compensation. I can see a second round. I wouldn't see a first round at this point. Second and maybe middle round picks, if not like into the next year, if you will, if you wanted to push it off. But I mean, I was part of the group that was like, this man Devontae wants out when the injury stuff came out.
Yeah, free Davante Adams, free
free
Davante.
free Devontae. Especially when he was talking about he was out with a hamstring injury, and then they said it was like a week to week thing, and I said, either he found a way to like, I don't want to play for this team anymore, or I'm not saying, hey, don't get it twisted. Like everyone's human and stuff like that, and we all want the money, but like, hey, Devontae Adams wants to win, and
He's at that point of
I,
his career where he doesn't have to justify it.
oh
Like
yeah, for
he's
sure.
he's in his what 10th season, 11th season. Last year was a drop off compared to previous years. I mean, in 2022 when he first joined the Raiders, he had 1,500 yards with 14 touchdowns. Last year had 11,500 yards with 8 touchdowns. Like noticeable
Hmm.
drop off. Similar number of receptions. That is an organization that is not trending in the direction that a person on the tail end of their career. Not saying that that's the tail end of their production. I still believe that Davante Adams in the right team can
Hmm.
still be 1,000 yard receiver. Um, when I say right team, the guy I have in mind is D Hop on the Titans. Is it Titans? Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's not the right team. Um, so I think if you're a team that's like trying to contend, you're licking your lips right now. Like, all right, what can I do? How flexible can I be? Because there's a weapon out there.
I would at least say there is a cost in getting Adams right now. If he were to be traded like today, which I don't think, it's too early. If he were to be traded today, that will cost teams 13.5 million right now. Obviously it goes, this is from over the cap, but it'll decrease week to week by about 968,000 as the weeks go by. So I think teams are going to kind of wait, the ones that are interested anyway, going to kind of wait until we get close to the trade deadline, which is about like, I think it's 5 weeks from now. Yeah, so yeah, week 9. So with the trade deadline in 5 weeks, I think teams would like to just wait to take a few million if they can or so off of that, off of his number there. But I think what years ago it was Julio Jones. If you remember that, when
Yeah,
he got traded and stuff like that, it was for like a 2 and a 4th, 6th swap. So like I can kind of see something like that, like trade a second round and then like between 4 to 6, give like have a pick swap and stuff like that. But otherwise, I think a team trading a second round, you're getting Davante Adams, who he will give you his best at all points in time. Even without quarterbacks, he does play. Like he plays his ass off, just like DeAndre Hopkins and other receivers that have dealt with not having a quarterback.
yeah, for sure. Um, so let's look at teams. What Vegas is thinking right now, or I guess BetCalifornia.com. But this is out there for on the betting odds. But
Of
it
course, to
looks
be Jets. Of
yeah, it looks
course.
like right now Jets are the top contenders and by a long shot. Do you think an Aaron Rodgers, and Davante Adams reunion is it in the books?
They have the cap space to do it. I think they're at about 16, almost 17 million in cap space, so they could cover his contract. I mean, that's the other part, is like the actual money thing, but if that's why I could see it being the Jets, with, the fact that if you give Aaron Rodgers at least Devontae Adams, make it just Green Bay part 2. They have Alan Lazard over there too, so that I can see it with the Jets. It'll be interesting with the Ravens though. Although it depends on whether they're going to, keep a lead up and stuff like that. Cowboys, I don't think Jerry Jones would, in my opinion. That's why I know that that's why Cowboys are that low at 1250. I don't think Jerry Jones would go for Devontae Adams, in my opinion, unless they really believe they need, unless they have the compensation and they want to go for it. Steelers would be interesting though.
Yeah, I think of those teams, I think Aaron the reason why Jets are at the top, and always there's always going to be like something out of left field, like he's going to
Hmm.
the Eagles or he's going to the Chiefs or something like that. Or I can actually, I mean, if there are teams that are willing to do it, I could see him going to somebody like maybe even the Chargers. Like they have pieces, they have a good quarterback that will feed him the
Hmm.
ball. But Jets are definitely in a win now mode with the
They have to. Hmm.
with a lifespan left on Aaron Rodgers. So,
Because they
um,
did. Hey, when Aaron Rodgers was injured last year, is what some people don't know. He still got paid his salary.
yeah,
He still got paid his salary,
ain't
even
that
when injured.
ain't that a great job? I wish I got paid when I wasn't doing it.
I don't want my ACL torn though, so you know what? He can have
Yeah,
that.
for sure.
That's one thing. But only a twist, the millions, I love it. But it's weird because with the Ravens and the Steelers, and I think even the Cowboys too, with obviously the numbers that we just have available to us, I don't know if they can actually afford the current if I don't know if they can afford the current salary of him right now, unless like Raiders choose to take on like half of his salary or something like that to get him off a team, which I don't think they're going to do.
I
They're
could
already where they are.
if
They have a good cap space though, but
the Raiders don't have any business hanging on to that cap space though. I can see them. It's been a common thing that like at least last year, I think we saw it a lot where teams are basically paying. I think like Chase Young got paid like a couple $1 million by the Niners when like
mhm,
the Commanders were paying the majority of his bill. I think a lot of teams are doing that now, especially in rebuild mode, because what else are you going to do with that cap space in the very short term, right?
I mean if they give him enough picks, probably say, hey, can you
Yeah,
also take part?
yeah, they'll facilitate it easily. Like
Hmm.
um, because it's already accounted for on the books anyway. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not like they're going to use
Hmm.
that extra gained cap space to go try and get a piece to like win now type of thing. Um,
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, the only thing is like besides the Jets, the rest of those teams, I'm really just trying to look for the Cowboys on this list. I don't even see them. I don't think. Oh no, Cowboys. So yeah, Cowboys and the Jets can afford, as of today, they can afford his salary off of the current, their current cap space. With the Cowboys, is it's funny. They're at 20 something. Like they're at 27, no, 23 million in cap space, and then Jets have 16 million in cap space. Effective cap space, it's still similar. The
yeah.
same number, by the way. So they can actually they can cover for his stuff, but also I think teams want to see what they have and if they need to add more. So I think as we get closer to the trade deadline, we're definitely going to see Davante Adams being traded because Garner Minshew, um, who else? Who's the other quarterback? Oh, Aiden O'Connell
Yeah.
haven't really been doing well. Gardner Minshew's been holding it down. He only has 877 yards so far, so that's kind of like with in line with like with all the rest of the quarterbacks at this time. The team as a whole, the only thing you can talk about is their passing yards per game, but they are 31st in rushing yards on the Raiders. So
Hard to
I
win games when you can't run the ball.
yeah, and then Max Crosby as he should be leading the team in 3 sacks. I don't know what else to say about this team besides like it's like middle, it's like below mid at best right now. And I think Raiders fans should at least have some take the rose tinted glasses off and know that like it's one of those seasons where like you're devoid of talent besides your few pockets. I think you should get more picks. I think you should move on from Davante Adams unless you think you're going to hit on the quarterback of your dreams this upcoming draft.
Who's the tight end that they drafted? Brock Lesnar.
Brock Bowers.
Yeah, Brock Bowers.
And he's
He
leading the team in receiving yards.
yeah, and so he is clearly a piece that they want to build around because they invested a lot of draft capital in him, if we want to call it that.
Yeah,
I
a
think
blocking tight end.
yeah, the I think the Davante Adams on the trade block speaks more to what the team is trying to build around. So
Hmm.
if that move happens, then I wouldn't be surprised if Max Crosby's on the block and you have other people on the block. And if Max Crosby is on the block, like good's dude's good. So I know he's been hurt and stuff like that, but dude's good. I
Yeah,
wouldn't
I
mind
think
having
they
him on.
also have another receiver in yeah, Tariq McAllister, but he's also been he's a rookie on the team as well, but he's been injured too. So I mean, I don't know what else to all they have is Jacoby Myers right now and
Yeah,
Trey Tucker, DJ Turner. So like devoid of like, at least to like currently right now like proven wide receiver. Don't get it twisted. I mean, hey, congrats, you're on the team, you're starting and stuff, but like they don't have like a true number one out there unless people think Jacoby Myers is still that guy.
Yeah, and I mean he's been putting up numbers to be fair.
Actually, give me 1 second. Let me make a correction if I can. Oh no, this is okay. I was good on McAllister. I was thinking he was there on the team last year. Nope. But otherwise I'm not sure. I mean, Brock Bowers has been doing good for them. Love to see it. Um, and especially as like a good blanket for them. But otherwise, I gotta let Davante Adams go. Get like you said, get a second round pick,
Yeah.
get some at least for whatever is going to be available in this draft. Let's have it.
It is a no brainer move that Raiders, you guys aren't doing anything this year. Like, can we be realistic for a
You gonna
moment?
beat the Chiefs? Is that it? Is
You're
that
gonna
what
beat
you're
the Chiefs.
saying?
You're gonna be the Ravens. You're gonna be the
That's
Bills.
in division
Like,
for y'all.
yeah, I know, and it's football too, so weird shit can happen. But if we're putting our chips in, putting our chips on the table, I
Hmm.
would, the odds are heavily in the favor of this is not your year. You're not showing anything running the ball. You're not showing much defensively. Cash in, facilitate a trade by taking on most of Davante Adams, and you'll probably get more than market value for Davante Adams.
We're just if the team's willing, just throw the whole salary. You don't want to take any more dead money than you have anyway, because give that just give Devontae Adams away. I know Jets. I can definitely see Aaron Rodgers being like, they don't want.
Yeah,
I'll take
I think
them.
they got to take on some like the team that trades for him has to take on some of his salary. I
It
don't know.
depends on when, but remember, it goes down by almost 1 million per week. So
Yeah,
by the time we get down to
but what I
close
mean is that
to,
like whatever is left on the
oh,
books.
I
Yeah,
got you.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
obviously like 90% can be paid by the Raiders, and so if they can do that and basically give the equivalent of a veteran's minimum to whatever team trades for Davante Adams.
Yeah, if they
Davante
at least
Adams gets paid
compensate the
either way, so
as long as
it's
they compensate the Raiders will do it if you
yeah.
compensate them enough. If it's just like the basic second and more picks that they're asking for, I think you can still say you can take all of this. If I was the Raiders, I'd just say, hey, it's been great, Adams, but we're giving you and your full salary to the other team, unless it's a team that needs to make some maneuvers or something like that. But
Yeah. And I think that's we'll just have to wait and see what shakes out of that.
be
And
interesting to see him as a Jets, though.
it would be interesting. And that's all we got here at Misreps. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you again next time.
Peace.